Midday Live, Leeann, Tweeden, Dr.Drew. Our number is 800-222-5222. We're going now out to Tom Maoli, business consultant, entrepreneur, regarding the impact of the potential border closing with Mexico. Tom, welcome to the program.
How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
We are good. So the mess in the border, so-called, is costing millions and millions and maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. Would that be overwhelmed by the expense of actually closing the border?
Well, listen, you're talking about, it's not millions, it's billions. The amount of commerce is $1.6 billion worth of goods that cross back and forth every day. That is a huge number. And, clearly the president's making a statement. I think he has a mission. I believe that this is all in an effort for him to get his wall built. He wants this wall built. He wants to be able to shut down the immigration system and block the Mexican border. And I think this is just a shot over the bow.
We just spoke to the former director of ICE, and he was saying when President Reagan closed the border, Mexico got their act together in 48 hours. And so it really is about leveraging Mexico. I imagine the directionality of the flow of money, that $1.6 billion, I think you said, I'm guessing they need us more than we need them.
Oh, there's no doubt that they need us, but I think that the president is flexing his muscle. I think. I want
to know about the business aspects of this. In other words, what's the reality of this? If $0.6 billion is our side and $1 billion is their side, the Mexican government is going to stop the caravans very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is, how do they stop them? And I think that clearly they're going to put an effort forth to try and do that, and I think they will. I really think they'll come to the table and try and stop the caravans. And I agree. I agree it has to be stopped, but it would be devastating to U.S. business to shut down the borders. I mean, if you think about, this is not just avocados. This is the automobile industry, which I'm in, parts. Car parts are manufactured in Mexico. You're talking about machinery parts. You're talking about warehousing, that all this product comes into the U.S. and it gets warehoused in the U.S. And where's that labor and where are those people going to work?
Well, no one's talking about a permanent closure of the border. No. We're talking about days, but what are our inventories like? Can we tolerate a few days of border closure with the inventories that we have in car parts?
I think we can tolerate a few days of closing, but I think that, you may be talking about a few days of closing, but a few days can turn into 30 days. And once these people, get put out of work and warehouses get shut down and listen, as an entrepreneur, to shut down your business for a day is devastating. It's not just about sending the workers home and telling them to collect unemployment. You have to keep these people employed and you have to pay them. And the other side of that is you have bank loans. Those bank loans need to get paid. And in order to get paid, you need to generate business and revenues. It's devastating.
Our number is 800-222-5222. Let's get some calls in here, if you don't mind, Tom. Here is Mark. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, hi. Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's so much of our money that gets sent over there. It's going to hurt their economy worse than ours, so they're going to do something about it after that. And also, I was going to say, what do you think about all the diseases, because people aren't getting screened? Like when they used to come over here on Ellis Island, they had to stay there and get screened for diseases. And I know they're bringing other things over here. They said before, like measles and all kinds of stuff, like polio came back over here. They said because kids had polio from Mexico, all that stuff.
I felt like there was a couple of different points here. What's your fundamental point is, though, that Mexico would get their act together in terms of helping with the caravans.
Yeah, exactly, because it's going to hurt their pocketbook, because there's so many people that send money back over there and come over here to work. They're gonna have to do something because it's going to hurt their economy too much.
But Tom,
I would agree with that. I mean, they're going to have to come to the table and fix the issue. And I think the president's taking the right move and making, in flexing his muscle and doing this. Will he actually do it? I was just reading some articles that he backed off a little bit today on his position. But I think he's got to stand firm. I think they have to do something about this. It's a major issue. But on the flip side, it would be devastating to our economy. I mean, the amount of commerce that is transported back and forth, and how many industries would be affected would be staggering.
And it says, maybe he can answer this after the break. Maybe this is also something we're talking about Mexico right now, but maybe this is something where threatening or shutting down the border could also make us on this side, Congress, act and give him the money for the border wall.
They seem unwilling to do that.
Well,
no
I don't know. Shutting down for a few days and costing billions in trade both ways, that can make people work too.
Take a little break. We're talking to Tom Maoli. You can follow him at Tom Maoli, MAOLI.net, TomMaoli.net. We're going to take your calls at 800-222-5222. The business cost, the economic cost of shutting down the border, so-called. We had it once before under President Reagan. The cost apparently was nothing, but Mexico got their act together in very short order because the cost to them was substantial. Are we in a different world now? Same world? 800-222-5222. Leeann, Tweeden, Dr. Drew, it's Midday Live at AM 790 KBC.